report cards.
Oh,
oh, sorry.
So, today we're going to start quadratic word problems. So, this is kind of like you kick the soccer ball, it goes up in the air. Everything must always come down to the ground. Okay, so the importance of quadratic word problems is one, to identify what does my x-axis represent, what does my y-axis represent. Then I've got to figure out, well, what am I actually looking for? Do they want to know when it started? How high off the ground did the object start? That's going to be the y-intercept. Okay. If they're looking for how high does the object go, or when is that object at the max height, we're looking at the vertex. Most of the time your quadratic word problems are upside down parabolas, so you're looking for a maximum. And then how high is the object in the air after so seconds? We plug in x, and then your 0 is when it comes down and hits the ground. So we're going to work today on deciphering what in the world each one of these means. Okay, so let's go. Task card 1 should be glued in on page 91 here. Okay, task card 1 says, your nephew is standing on his deck, which is 4 feet off the ground. He tosses his toy up in the air at an initial velocity of 7 feet per second. The equation h equals negative 2t squared plus 7t plus 4 models the toy's height in feet from the ground at t seconds after he threw it. Okay, so your quadratic. Normally we deal with x and y. So normally we have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So which one of these variables is now my x in this word problem?
The 21.
Your t. Okay, it's x squared or x, which is now replaced with t. And t is what now?
2.
What does t represent in words? What does t stand for?
Seconds.
Time in seconds. Okay, so we're talking time in seconds. So as I go along my x, it's how many seconds have passed when I look at my graph. What is my y showing us now? Height.
The height.
And that's in feet. Okay, so as my graph, as my toy goes up in the air, so here's your toy, it's going up in the air and it's coming back down. This represents how long it was in the air. Okay, this is your seconds, and this is how high it is. Yes.
Will we ever have to convert to inches? To seconds and inches?
Sometimes, not usually. It's very rare that you have to convert from seconds to minutes or anything like that. Normally what it's in is what you're looking for. Good question. So, part A says, how high is the toy after 1 second? So, let's interpret what this is saying first before we go and look all these up. How high is the toy after 1 second? What do I know in this question? We know what?
4 feet off the ground.
How do I know that I'm 4 feet off the ground in that question?
It's going 7 feet per second. We know that.
Just what is this question telling me? What do I know? Okay, I need to find the t. I need to find the time. I need to find the h. It says how high. So I'm trying to find my h. I'm trying to find my h when my t is what? 1 second. Okay, so I'm trying to find my height when I know that my t is 1 second. Okay. We're actually going to solve all these here in a minute. Okay. B. What is the toy's maximum height? Okay. So I'm looking at a vertex. Okay. What do I want of my vertex, though, if I'm looking for maximum height? Do I want the X part of my vertex or the Y? I want the Y part of my vertex. Okay. And finally, part C. How long is the toy in the air? How long? T, it's talking time. And if I'm not in the air, where am I? On the ground. So I want to know, how long does it take for that toy to hit the ground? So I'm actually looking for my 0 or my x-intercept. And I'm looking for time here. Bless you. All right. So here comes the easy part now. Are you ready? Ignore that. That's last period. That's discrete. Okay. Everybody on your calculators cleared out. Bless you.
Is there any way to make these screens brighter?
If you hit seconds. That's as bright as it's gonna get.
Second what?
Second, and then your down arrow will change the contrast. I wish these lit up.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I can try turning a light on and seeing if.
No, I'm good. I just want this.
Yes. Batteries are dead again. Is this not like every day?
I think he's.
That's how it was last
Okay. In y equals, I need you to put the equation. Remember, we're dealing with y and x. Pass the other 4 over to Kathy when you're done.
Miss Smith, can you make my bar? It ain't working.
Huh?
I didn't work brighter. Is that working?
Say, help me when you're done too.
Negative 2x squared plus 7x plus 4.
Oh no, I brightened it. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, thank you.
Second down will change the contrast on your picture. Here's my piece, right? You've got to keep hitting second and down.
I wish everybody started eating my food. I can't take no food lunch. Then everybody because it needs
So you know what the baby now. Good? Everybody good? Everybody got this plugged in? Okay. To clear out, yes. Okay. Back up here. If I hit graph, can I see my whole picture?
Yep. No. You can't see the vertex.
Yeah, you can't quite see the vertex. So I need to see higher. So what do I change?
Your Y.
Your Y. Your Y maximum. So go to your window. What are we changing Y max to?
11.
I'm going to at least go 20.
Can I go 11?
Sure.
Do I just click graph?
Okay, and then you just hit hit graph
Now I
again,
can see it.
if I can talk.
Okay. I got something different.
So it means that it's at 10?
Not necessarily.
I do that.
I was doing it.
You know who else?
Oh, yours just looks different because your window is different than ours.
You went too far.
I don't know.
I gotta stop.
You
gotta stop. You know. What's talking about?
You had the right picture. It was just it looked so smushed because the window was going from like clear to 400. So it had everything smushed together. Okay. So Guys, enough.
Sorry, Miss.
Okay. So we know we need to find a vertex. We need to find a 0. And we need to find when x is 1 second. How do I find when x is 1 second?
You go to
Table.
and the
Okay, go to your table.
Oh,
Your table will tell you that information.
second.
Second graph takes you to your table. How high off of the ground are we at 1 second? 9 feet. So part A is 9 feet.
yes. Oh my
Okay, there's actually a second way that you can do this. Okay, you could also go to second trace and calculate a value. At this point, you can put any number you want in for x and it'll give you your y. So I want x is 1. And if you hit enter,
That's so cool.
you can go to second trace, calculate any value you want. So if you want to know when x is 1.5, you type in 1.5 and hit enter. Y is 10. It will give you any y value when you know what x is. Okay. So if you end up with, x is 1.5 or x is like 2.75, you're going to have to use that value because the table only does whole numbers. Okay. Go second trace,
You click value
your value,
and you just put in the number.
and then you just put in whatever number you want for x and it gives you your y. Okay. All right. Let's go back and practice vertex. I want a maximum. It's up in the air. So we're going to practice all these calculator skills that you learned before. Okay. As close to the maximum as you can. Then we want a left bound. So you want to go to the left of your maximum. Hit enter. I want a right bound. So we go to the right of your maximum. And hit enter. And guess as close as you can.
So would it
So
be our B?
1.75 and 10.1.
Right? So remember what the question is asking you. What did we actually need?
The Y.
The y, the height. Okay? That's what you've got to be careful of. Because I guarantee you on your test, they're going to give you 1.75 and they're going to give you 10.13. Why? Because both of them show up. Are you paying attention to which one you actually need?
Wait, Miss.
Okay.
Miss,
Yes, ma'am.
Put down 10 or 10.2.
It's all going to depend. Your test questions are all going to be multiple choice, so whatever they round it to, or whatever they're asking you to round it to. Normally it's to the hundredth, so I would round that to 10.13. Okay. Normally they ask for the hundredth, so I would round that to 10.13 feet. For C, you need a 0. For C, I want to know when it hits the ground. How long does it take for it to hit the ground? You said 4 seconds. So
Wait, I'm wrong.
calculate. Remember, 0 is when it hits the ground. So you want number 2. Okay. As close to that 0 as possible. We want to go to the left. Then we want to go to the right of it. And then we want to get as close as possible.
Can't you just go to the table and go to where?
Only if it's going to land in a whole number.
They need to be excused. They're leaving for their tournament. Thanks.
The who?
What's this?
The golf team.
Oh.
Okay. So you can use the table, Harley, but only if it's going to cross at an actual solid number. If it crosses at like 4.12, it's not going to find it for you. It won't have it on there. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I don't have a pointer anymore.
Well, I forgot what you said backwards.
So when you're doing that and moving this X value tells you where it's at along your X. You had to clear at 6, which meant it was like way down here. And that's why you couldn't find it. Okay.
So you only need one of them?
So 4
If it's
seconds.
the other one.
What do you mean?
Go to the other 0.
You don't need the other 0? The other 0 is too
Or will they
negative.
always be the same?
What do you mean?
Okay, so you know you went to that 0. What if you went to the other one?
It's not correct. You can't use that 0.
Wait.
Because
So
it's
literally
negative.
right after this one, just-
Time cannot be negative. Okay.
So if it was, so if the parabola was just on this side, could you use either one of them? And it would still be correct? So there could be 2 answer choices on the test, that's right?
But think about it too, though. It's talking about the toy's gone up in the air and come back down. So you want that second one.
So Miss Smith, this will only be 4?
Yes, 4 seconds. What was your question?
Was that
Okay, listen. Real quick, Jackie made a really good question. She said, why do I use the x-intercept on the right and not the one on the left?
Because the left ear's still in the air.
But look where it crosses your x on this side.
And the negative.
In the negatives. Can time ever be negative?
No.
Okay. So that's why we use the one on the right and not the one on the left.
I like the winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
You can make man.
all right. So you should have had 9 feet, 10.13 feet, and 4 seconds. Once you interpret what in the world it's asking you, you're pretty good with the calculator at this point. Okay? It's a matter of how do I decipher this? What do they actually want? Okay. All right, task number 2. We're talking about flying squirrels. You love flying squirrels? Yeah, that's kind of freaks me out. All right. So, before we jump in and look at the question, what is x in this problem? T and y is h. Take a look at your equation, Jackie. Your x, which is normally squared and part of your problem, is now a t, which makes it your time.
Oh, I got it now.
And then it's usually y equals, and h is where your y normally is. Okay? So we're talking time in seconds again, and h is in feet. When they're looking at A, what was the squirrel's maximum height? Okay, vertex. I heard vertex. What part of the vertex do I want if I'm looking for maximum height? I want the y part of my vertex. Okay, I want the y part of my vertex. B says, how many seconds after he jumped was the squirrel at its highest point? That's also the vertex, but now I'm looking at seconds, so I want the x. C, when did the squirrel reach the ground? Jackie said 0, which is the x-intercept. Not too bad, right? We're getting a little bit used to this.
I have a question about
We're only 2 in, so yes.
the vertex Y. We didn't do that up here. Oh wait.
Yes, we did.
do that up here. So what's the vertex X?
Vertex x would have been the time. So x is your time, y is your height. So that's why this is the x part of your vertex and this is the y part of your vertex, because it's asking for height and it's asking for seconds.
Oh, okay.
That's what tells you the difference. Okay. All right. So let's plug this one in. Gives you a really high parabola. Okay. 2 plus 7, 1, 2. Remember, always clear it out. It makes your life easier. Now I'm plugging in negative 2x squared. So plus 9x. Plus 9x. Plus 11. Actually,
It's super hot.
Tay, I'm gonna let you run
It's
this
still hot, but
okay. Instead of using your calculator.
I'm
gonna let you run
That's
this.
what I'm gonna do, but-
Okay.
Error.
There's an error.
Okay, so it have to be a house.
Right, it never had to.
You gotta go to the window and put in 30.
Because that was funny. No.
Don't look at me like that.
I'm gonna try 18.
His ridiculous.
That was gonna work probably.
Oh my! If 20 didn't work, she could put
20
18.
didn't work. I'm trying to get
Okay, so your window, you have it going from -10
It
to
works at
-20
22.
instead of -10 to +20.
When would
So
you use
there you
X
go.
Max?
Okay,
Oh.
so we've noticed what we can't see. I can't see that
The vertex.
I can't see the top part. So we need to change Y max. So go to your window. You said 30.
Yes.
To 25.
22, maybe.
Yeah, 22 works.
22 works.
Yeah, I tried that.
Any of those, Tay, will work.
22.
22, 30.
You just didn't work.
Right.
Now what's not work?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my!
Come again? Come
She's
again?
like,
You
oh,
worse.
skills.
You worse.
Okay, take a minute, calculate the vertex. Tay, give them a minute
Okay.
before we calculate.
All right.
I want to see what they got.
What y'all got?
Oh,
For
wait,
the
wait.
maximum.
Yes.
Come on.
The more you practice, the better off you are.
Feels like a
Because your final exam comes and no one can help you with the calculator.
You gonna be like,
We're not
huh?
allowed.
That's not.
Why?
So this is
Okay,
why
help
we
us with it.
practice.
It's 2.25.
We practice, we practice, we practice.
2.25 and 1.12.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
And you are wrong. It is 2.24.
Okay.
Bruh.
Yes, it is.
Right. So
Don't
you're
do
actually
that.
going to have to calculate your zero.
I got 21.12 and 2.25. Is that right?
So what's happened here is when,
Why you
Why would you say it now?
what's happened here, Teron, is when it comes down,
Right, come on now.
when it comes down and hits, it's somewhere like in between 4 and 5. So it's not a perfect full number. So you're actually going to have to do your second calculate, go to your zero and actually calculate it to get the decimal. It only works from the table if it's an actual full number.
Will they always be like this?
What?
These word problems?
For the most part, yes.
Oh,
I've got a couple more different ones that are in here
No.
that doesn't deal with height and time.
Uh-huh.
It deals with horizontal and vertical distance.
Oh, okay, that's it.
Molly, my head already hurt, bro.
What?
And the
I
only
got
reason I
others.
didn't
Oh, what's funny?
Oh, the pregnancy
Because-
break. I saw this.
Right,
I
like-
this.
Okay, now what? No, what's funny?
That's wrong.
she already fought her dad.
I know what
Let
you
me see if we can
mean.
find it. I'm not quite sure why.
That's not funny at all. No.
You haven't, I was the one that pulled up on my lesson. I had to
I
drive.
think it was. You came back too quick.
But you were straight.
Yeah, he saw. Which one? Which one?
Yeah, you were straight.
I want to find where it is.
No, you went too far.
You were straight as water.
You went off. A little bit. Oh God. You should have last night.
That was so funny.
No, it wasn't. It was last night. I was coming down like a frog.
I was laughing about Ethan. He's a fool because he got me shot. And he's still talking about the movies. He's forget about that. Hurry up.
That looks good.
Miss Smith, you want me to do it now?
Yes, go ahead, Ted.
I forgot what to do.
Good, good, good.
I got mine.
I got mine.
So we're for all of them. So this will feel the first.
That's why you're
Mhm.
I hate you.
The maximum, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're supposed to do all of it, right?
Yeah, if you can get your
You
zero,
want
go ahead and
to.
get your zero. That looks great.
Bruh.
What's the age? Is it mom?
I got 5.5.
That looks great.
That's
Yeah, but you did it wrong. Obviously.
Hello?
Good, good, good.
Sorry.
Good.
it's close to the
What?
It is it. You want me to show you?
Come here. Come
First
here.
of all, I'm dead.
Come here.
Yeah. And I was, she was like, oh, my mom, I'm gonna kick you in the stomach. I'm gonna kill your baby. Like, girl, you talking about my niece? I'm like,
I told you it was me.
Like an extra round for me.
It's like 5.4.
Okay, listen.
5.3. Pop.
Notice mine came up 2.2499982. Most of yours came up 2.25. You would round this to 2.25. That's part B, 2.25 seconds it takes to get to your maximum height. Your maximum height then is 21.13 feet. So after 2.25 seconds, my object, my flying squirrel, is 21.13 feet in the air. Okay. You should have calculated a 0 to find out when it hits the ground. Okay, because this one's not pretty. Tay, go to the table for me.
This one?
Okay, so when you go to the table, normally when you hit the ground, what's your Y value? 0. Okay, 6 and -7. It's not going to give you that 0, so you actually have to calculate this one. This is what I mean. Your table's useful, but at the same point, if it's not a whole number, it's
So we gotta go. Can we go to the
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You said
Okay.
what?
So, second trace. You want a 0. Okay.
Other way.
No. The school actually pays for that.
Pays for
Yeah, okay.
The calculator on here. Okay. So, you want to be to the left bound of your 0. Now, Tay's taking it to the right bound of your 0.
We have to pay for this?
And as close to the 0 as you can.
That's not
5.5 seconds. My squirrel hits the ground.
Yeah.
Squirrel doesn't fly for very long. It's kind of boring. You need some new pens.
So what was the 11 for?
What was 111?
It was the 0 and this. That would be nothing.
So that's saying that your squirrel started at 11 feet in the air. When the squirrel started flying, it was already 11 feet in the air. Okay. So, Tay, go back to my table for me for a second. Okay, guys, take a look at this real fast. Okay, so Lolly asked, well, what in the world does it mean when X is 0 then? That means 0 seconds. So this tells you where your squirrel started. When your squirrel started flying, it was already 11 feet in the air.
So he was like in a
Okay,
tree or
so
something?
it's like sitting on a tower or on a bucket or something. Bucket? I don't know, really tall bucket. Let me make stuff up in my head. I'm good for it. Okay. Okay, I lied. The squirrel was sitting on Alex Holt's head. Because you know he's 11 feet in the air.
All right. Okay.
And decided to fly off of Alex's head. Okay.
I got it.
So when X is 0, that's where your object started, how high your object started. Okay. All right. Let's go to test 3. I'm going to go underneath your book. Whoop. Okay. Test 3. I'm good now. Okay. Task 3. Take a look at what your Y represents in this one. Look at your equation. Take a look at what your X represents in this one. Your frog is sitting on a stump. Ribbit. Okay. Let my ribbits go. 4 feet high hops off and lands on the ground. Ribbit. Okay. During her leap, the frog's height in feet is given by the equation. Height equals -0.5 d squared plus d plus 4, where d is the horizontal distance in feet from the base of the stump. So what is X this time? The distance. Okay. This is horizontal distance. Okay. This is like your long jumping track. Ribbit. Oh, I can't jump that far. Okay, let's go. So it's how far, how long did the frog jump? What's your Y? H. How high did your frog jump? Okay, let's break this down, Giggles. Because listen, we're just going to go, hey, Kenley, what are we looking for if I want to know what the frog's maximum height is, Giggles?
Okay.
Vertex.
You almost had it.
No, Tay, don't boost up.
At least you know it was the Y. Giggles. That's just going to be her name from now on. It's never going to be her. It will.
I'll show you later. Okay, Tay.
Okay. How far from the stump did the frog land? If I'm landing, I'm looking for my x-intercept or my 0. If I'm landing, I'm back on the ground.
If we're looking for x-intercept on the table, the x would equal 0, right? Or the y would equal 0.
Your y would equal 0.
I thought so.
X-intercept's always y equals 0. I don't care. I don't know who that is. Okay. Part C wants to know, when did she reach maximum height?
That's the vertex of the.
The x is vertex.
The X part of your vertex.
Okay, yeah.
Wait. Question. How is that the X? They're both asking for the height.
It says when.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Sorry.
Technically, yes, but you just want the value. You don't need the line.
How did you get vertex x equals c? Can you explain it?
Because it says when.
So it says when did she reach maximum height? So
But it's more
most people get confused because it says when and you're thinking time, right?
Yeah.
And we don't do time. Your when in this one is how far is your frog out? Because we don't know anything about time. They haven't given us anything about time. Okay.
So me on next test.
You mean your quiz on Wednesday? Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa!
Oh, it's open book though. I mean, open notes.
Are you sure?
It's always
It's a
open notes.
quiz. All quizzes are open notes.
I love you so much, Miss Smith.
Oh, she's not slow. I'm not tight.
Okay.
She's so.
So now that we know what we're looking for, I want you to go ahead and solve it.
Solve is a big word.
Okay, just clear it out. 2 plus 7, 1, 2.
Can I put one?
And put in for y equals, and we'll talk about the graph here before they actually get into it.
Where's
Guys,
your?
now is
is
the
this your
time to
X?
use me. If you are struggling with putting this in,
Oh shit.
okay. So. Hold on, let me get my notebook that actually has the answers in it that I did last semester.
Yeah, I'm wearing the answer for it.
So you guess it looks right, Tron?
This is the same thing you did last week, right?
Hmm?
The same thing you did last week. So why does it look different?
Well, you look at the maximum. Yeah.
Oh, it's hard.
That would be your X. Perfect. And then that would be your Y part, yes.
Say, come here.
Yes.
You know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So would I just leave this as a 1 or should I add that?
Nope.
Did I do this right?
Because that's too far. If it was like right there at the decimal point, you would round that up to like 30.
He tried to use a big word.
Perfect.
Jackie.
See, more faith
Tried to
in
use a big
yourself.
word. No.
Right, he can math. Look at that.
Yeah.
Alfredo
Can
can
math.
math. How's Gabby doing? Good, 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 good. Michelle looks fantastic.
I'm just saying error. It's kind of making me mad.
You're just
Let me
I keep saying it.
Let me see, baby love.
Here, here.
Go to Y equals. I'm not gonna do
So that's why I went through and said X is infinity. So you want to have X and Y.
I did it.
I'm done. It was a squared.
Alright.
Dismiss.
That looks great.
Zero.
What we got?
And then I go to the.
That looks good.
Okay.
So far, so good.
And then I just write down.
Dismiss.
I know that.
Yes, ma'am.
It doesn't matter which one you go for.
Yes.
That's yeah.
That just
I
means.
did not know it
Because
was.
you have to go to the left of how much and then the right of how much and then you have
I
to
was looking on this side. I'm like, where'd you get 9?
yeah.
Perfect. Oh yeah, it's a firework. Think about a firework. It goes way up in the air. Good.
You need help with the other ones too, Jackie?
Guys, if you think you've got this, move on to number 4. Try it on your own. I will
Back to
still go
defending her
over it. You can check your answers. Don't feel like you have to wait for me if you feel like you're good. Rock it out. Okay, okay. Go ahead and solve me my vertex.
Alright.
I'm a good X.
Second.
You know, wait.
Calculate
However long
maximum.
Good. Time in seconds. Height. Perfect. Listen.
then it comes back down. Yeah. I was trying to explain something to him about the question.
Oh, the weight.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know what. About 8, I mean about 4, yeah.
He didn't think.
Think about it. You go to the fair and you've got that big old sledgehammer and you go boom, and the thing goes whoop.
Yeah, see?
That's because you have no muscle.
You was a bar.
Burn.
No,
This goes.
Those things are all great.
Okay. So we should have had 1, and this is 1 foot and
How do you know?
4.5 feet. Okay.
This one.
So if I did not get around to check yours, number 3, A should have been 4.5 feet and C should have been 1 foot. It took 1 foot horizontally to get 4.5 feet in the air. Okay. Tay's gonna solve for the 0 now.
It's not against us. So what's got to be done?
I have the answers to all of these, so if you're ahead of the game and want me to check them, I will gladly do so.
Oh my God, I can sound just like okay.
Am I doing this correct board?
No, you sound terrible.
Yes, because how long is the weight moving? If the weight's not moving anymore, it's back down on the
But how long be how far? I cannot be. I can't sound. The 0, right?
Oh, because it's saying, what's the general time?
So in B, I'm looking for.
I knew it was gonna be long.
Okay, so the frog jumped a horizontal distance of 4 feet before it hit the ground. Miss Smith can't even jump like 6 inches without hitting the ground.
Don't worry, Miss Smith. I can't either.
Girl can't jump.
I can. Okay, Allie, so fight me.
Listen, skills.
Why are you talking?
Kinley,
Wait.
enough.
He's so. I'm sorry.
Bubba, watch out.
So number A is not answering the same thing.
Oh, not a problem. Anytime.
So what's she asking for?
Okay, so
You can act. Okay.
okay, so your weight. You're the big, strong man, unless you're Bobo.
I'm strong.
You said yours goes, didn't you? No.
Was it a joke?
Listen. Bobo's got some muscles. They just hang the wrong way. Look, that's where my muscles are. Down here. Alrighty, next slide. My bad.
You ain't have to go.
Right.
That's flat. Never mind.
You got salt on me.
Listen, you ain't the only one, man. I got him under this.
I got wings.
I did too.
You can fly.
I can fly. Okay, so you're at the fair. You go over and you go, boom. Thing goes up and goes ding, and comes back down. Okay, so when you plug this in, actually, let's talk about these questions first. So A says, how long is the weight moving? I'm looking for a 0. Think about it. How long is the weight moving? If the weight is no longer moving, where is the weight?
On the ground.
Back on the ground. So that means I'm looking for the 0. Talk about it this way, Jackie.
Yes.
So, your weight goes up in the air and back down. So, it's moving. Stop. It stops here when it hits the ground again. So, you're looking for a 0.
But it says how.
How long is the weight moving?
It's still way up there.
No, it's not.
I swear.
So, I'm looking for the X part when it's on the ground.
Yes.
The ground is your height. So, if it's not moving, my height is 0, which means I'm on the X axis.
I thought it was
She is drunk.
No, somebody fell out that chair today. And
we don't know about this.
Goodness
No.
gracious.
Tay must be drunk.
Okay,
Sit over there.
0.
Oh my God, Alex.
Okay, so we're looking for when this hits back on the ground. What was the weight's maximum height? What do I need there?
The vertex.
The vertex. The Y value.
It's over there.
That's her. Somebody stole an empty word. Or like,
C. C says, did you win a prize and
Yeah.
how do you know?
Did it hit the top?
What height do I need to reach to win a prize? 15 feet. So I have to figure out, did I hit 15 feet or higher before I can answer C? So you actually need to answer B before you can answer C. I need to know how high it went before I can say, yes, you won a prize. So plug this in. Find out when it hits the ground, how long it took to go up, hit the bell, and come back down and hit the ground. And then find out how high it went.
Can you make sure I did this correctly?
I know, I did.
Are you trying to find
Yes.
Let's see. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see.
We can't figure out C until we figure out B.
Yes.
Is that 31 or can I see?
Yeah.
How long are the fireworks in the air? The fireworks are no longer in the air. They're on the ground. No, you did not. Wow, what color stones? Actually, 3.
Harley.
You're looking for when it hit the ground.
Oh my God.
Zero?
20.
Yes. Let me look.
You put it on the mid.
Good guess.
In my window, I changed it to 20.
Part A
Miss
is
Smith.
right.
You're not even listening. It's okay.
You don't want to talk.
I changed it to 20 in the window.
In the max.
I just want some food.
We didn't ask.
Me too.
How do you spell some? You.
I think most of them are done with this one.
On the table.
Yes.
You don't just keep on going.
Yes, guys, if you've got this, keep going.
On the table. That's what I'm saying.
You have to do 220 to bring the top of the fireworks.
Think about it though, it's a firework. It goes way up in the air.
Screw that. Short fireworks.
Yes.
There'll be no fun.
Or do we gotta?
Then you gonna blow yourself
We gotta,
up.
like-
No, what about those ones that you shoot like out of the things?
Yeah, hold it to your face.
Good.
Blow your face up.
I used to shoot through that.
Good,
R6 in the game. There's an R6 in the game.
Miss Smith, come hither.
Yep. Heather.
You got it.
Jimmy.
You used to say Heather. I said.
Okay. 2 seconds it took for that weight to go up in the air and hit the ground. Okay. Part B then, your vertex was 17 points.
It was up there.
Something feet.
So for being
Yes. No, you need.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought it was already up there, and you was like,
No, you're right.
you know, saying it.
Yeah, they got still going.
Go to 250.
Miss Smith.
Give me 1 second. 17.01.
The problem is finding the questions out.
The only thing I can tell you is to look for your keywords, like how long is talking time. So then that automatically tells you X. And then you need to decide, is it a maximum? Because that'll tell you the vertex. Or if it says in the air. How high did the firework get?
So Allie, for
How high were the fireworks 2 seconds after they left the roof?
Already got this be 0?
No.
This would be 0? None of them are 0?
How long are the fireworks in the air? A would be your 0.
Why?
How long were they in the air? If they're not in the air anymore, where are they? On the ground. So that makes it your 0.
But it says are they, not were they.
Miss Smith, can I go to the bathroom?
Okay, first of all, write an answer.
So far, so good.
Okay, Miss Smith, I currently need your
You
help.
didn't even hurt.
My God.
Got it.
Why I gotta touch
We are grown. We like our own city.
I got
Why
that,
do
but
you want to be Miss Smith?
Yes.
you gotta go left first.
I did do that.
Okay.
I don't want you to go into the problem yet.
Yes, please, because I'm all stuck. No, please don't.
What do I know? 2 seconds.
You want this rocket ship right here? I know you.
We're talking seconds, we're talking 1. X. So you know your X is 2. They want to know how high you are. No. They know that your X value is 2. How do I
I got the
calculate
answer to me. Let's see.
That's probably why I can't.
They know me. I knew my X value was 1. How did I You got it, girl. All right. Task number 4. Task number 4 should have been 2 seconds for A, 17.01 feet for B, and your answer was yes, you win a prize. It went 2 feet above what it was supposed to.
Oh my.
17.01. Okay, fireworks. My X this time is time in seconds. Your Y is your height in, it says feet. Okay. Okay. How long are the fireworks in the air?
That's the vertex.
Oh.
Zero.
Hold up, how long? That's zero.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to get you to understand how long things are in the air means you've hit the ground. Okay. So your fireworks get shot up in the air. They go poof. And guess what? You've got debris that comes back down
I've been hit with one
and hits the ground. Okay, so while the firework itself, the pretty colors stay up in the air,
You're like,
you
ooh.
do get ash that comes down and smacks you in the face. You can still get burnt. Been there, done that. Okay. So, part A. Part A wants to know how long are they in the air. Well,
Zero.
X tells me how long, and my Y value 0 because I'm on the ground. Okay. How high did the firework get? Well, now I'm up here. What part of that do I want?
Vertex.
Vertex.
Vertex?
Y.
The Y part. I want the height. How high? Your Y is your height. Okay. Part C seemed to stump a couple of people. How high were the fireworks 2 seconds after they left the roof?
Isn't that the y-intercept?
Okay, what is 2 seconds?
Time.
What? That's your time, which is your what variable?
Your
Your
X.
X. So I know that X is 2. I want to know what is Y.
So you're looking for the y-intercept.
No. I want to know when X is 2. If I wanted my Y-intercept, my X would be 0. Okay.
Okay.
Dang, that rocket went fast, bro.
Okay. This is a firework. So when you actually go to graph this, you're going to have to go way up there. Fireworks go way up in the air.
Yeah.
I was at 250.
You went to 250?
I wanted to, yeah. Computer.
I'll make my money. Yeah.
Heather.
There's more.
Y equals.
100%. Awesome.
I don't even know what that was. What was I feel like sometimes, I've recently been dancing, no offense, like a white person.
That's perfect.
But it's
Y'all said what?
but like,
Hey, y'all said how long I gotta go? How much? Hello? Nobody here.
It's like, I'm sorry. I wasn't sick, but like, y'all know y'all dance different, you know.
That's stereotypical.
See, look at Miss Smith.
Okay.
See,
That doesn't matter.
I was not trying to be like racist.
Nah, that's racist.
Listen, I do the weird white people dance.
That's what I'm saying. I be doing weird white
Hey.
and I don't mean to be.
I do the sprinklers.
Things like that. See, that's like, see.
There you go.
I'm halfway.
Okay.
It's fun to
And
stay
I got some white roots too, so you feel me?
Exactly. Why?
I do for real. My grandma white.
I was saying that.
Because you was trying to be like, man, nah, she all the way black, bro. Look at her.
How do you look at directly at me when she
I did look directly at her. Oh my goodness.
No offense.
That's exactly how I feel. No offense, but
like, it's just like,
Whoa.
Like, I don't really take any offense to, like, I don't know. It's cool.
I want to know what my Y is when my X is 2.
You gotta help me with that.
What's going on?
No, but it's like I wasn't able to.
Kelly, was that you?
No.
It could have been.
I wasn't even offended when you said like you looked at Rusty and died.
I'm dead.
There you go.
I don't know why I do that. I just, that was a good laugh, though.
Okay, here should have been your answers for task 5. 6.25 seconds. My firework has come down and hit the ground. It went as high as 210.25 feet in the air. And after 2 seconds, it was already 204 feet in the air. Think about it. Right after it gets shot off, it goes whoop, and then it slowly comes back down. Okay, so almost immediately, it's already almost at its maximum height. Okay, it goes very, very fast up in the air.
I got one question.
Yes.
It says when did the bomb hit its highest point? Is that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we keep on going. Keep on like
Yeah, keep going.
I think so.
You have to go up to 20 for number 7.
What do we do for number 8?
Some people are like way ahead.
Miss Smith, can you come here real quick for a second?
You need to let me go over task 6 to get those that are still like needing me, and then I will come around and answer questions for those of you that are ahead. Because I heard somebody's on task 8 and like. All right. So those of you that are still on task 6 and need my assistance, okay? A says, how long was the rocket in the air? 0. I'm looking for a 0. B, how high was the rocket at 2 seconds?
You're looking for your Y. It's your X is 2.
We're looking for my Y when my X is 2. They tell you what your X is. So 2 comma what? And C, how high did the rocket get?
The Y vertex.
Vertex and Y. Okay, so 0, 2 comma, whatever, and your Y part of your vertex. Okay. Lolly, which one do you want me to look at?
Task number 7. Can you come hither?
7. I need to check my answers before I come hither.
oh my
Is this
god.
right?
I don't know if I have. Okay, first check my answers.
Did you get 442?
I didn't do it right now.
I was going to say, you're not wrong.
Go, Lolly. Go, Lolly. Go, Lolly.
I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too.
So, for L,
I'm gonna need you one more time, Miss Smith. I'm probably gonna need you more than that, but you know what?
What did you use to get that?
About 500.
You on 8.
How did you get to the weight? You have to get X.
No, but I mean, like, how did you get it?
So you need to first adjust the window so you can see it, or else you can't calculate.
Lolly, that's right.
I need to see up higher.
But,
So you don't even need to mess with that. It's okay.
So is
if you
that
did.
for-
You
that's
just
for-
don't need to tell me
Hey,
Copy for the low.
Vertex with Y and then X.
Still can't see it like
Harley,
This
this is not like.
Yeah,
Soft.
This is is easy.
First off,
Oh, yeah.
Miss Smith, I'm done with this one.
Yeah, because I was so upset when I had to take foundations math when I first got here. Because I passed my EOC or whatever it's called in the
She got 1 point.
That's for the maximum. I got 3 for
64.
0. And then 48.
Yes. Okay, task 6. After 3 seconds, your rocket has come back down and hit the ground. After 2 seconds, your rocket is 48 feet in the air. And your vertex, it goes as high as 64 feet in the air. Okay. Okay, let's talk task 7. Task 8 goes kind of high.
Not even. I was on it.
Wait till you get to it. Wait till you get
The X would be
Yes. Okay, task 7. Those of you that are working individually, that's fine. Those of you that need me, up here for task 7. X is your time. How long does it take for the ball? Y is how high the ball goes. So I heard A has to be your 0. How long was the ball in the air? Okay. How high did the soccer ball get? Vertex Y. And C, when did the ball hit its highest point? Vertex X. Good. X will tell you when. Y will tell you how high did that get.
How do you? What's the button? What button?
You just hit
BC.
Yes, that button.
Or no, why have you remember X is like negative? What?
I always wanted to know.
Oh, this is about money. I was going to say, what did they throw to
I feel bad. See how it's kind of squished to the side?
Actually,
I go back and I adjust your X max.
Miss Smith, I'm sorry, I disobeyed you.
Hey, how far do I have to go up for number 7?
Okay, I'm stopping at 9 and 10. 'Cause I'm done with like
20?
Go too far up, so maybe
Now
I said I put it
How much?
120.
For 7?
So anytime it's like squished to the side, I would just shorten that.
I disobeyed you.
I said
I did on the earth one. I couldn't help myself.
Boy, boy,
I need help.
I hate
I hate that.
What's up?
This is the worst.
Okay, so I need to see farther that way. So
Okay.
what's getting bigger if I'm going to the right? X. You tell me. I'm getting bigger. X max. Guess something. Okay. And then just go back and you just have to keep playing with it. So now you can see where it hits the ground. Yeah. Which one am I looking at now?
Oh, it's the least. Okay, at first I didn't understand why it was 0, but it was like it's the least amount of money she has to go to make. So she can't go to negative, so it started with 0.
You feel so smart.
Asparagus.
You know what an asparagus is.
Russell and Pratt, his I didn't go on her business. What are you playing?
Why did you pick 26?
Who said that?
I thought it was the only one.
Oh no, I'm so bad.
It says begin nonprofit. So this is one where it's 0. So this is actually where she starts. It doesn't say she's made a profit.
Say, can I use this? Is this yours?
Words. I'm dead. Just
Yes. Okay, this is the Vertex. So 15.13, and this is 1.12. Did you locate the 0 yet? 2.5. Okay, here's your answers to task 7.
Someone set up a video. Because you're amazing. Can you get my calculator?
Yes. Okay.
Yours is bright.
I put it on 6.
1.12 and not 1.13. Because I ended up with 1.124. You'll be all right.
That's for the Vertex.
All you're doing is telling me what would you look for. So like how you.
Hey, everybody got number 7.
No, I'm not calculating go.
You said what?
So like where we said I Vertex. That's all you're trying to tell me.
What?
I don't know.
Only 2. I kind of want to look at
Actually calculating.
Look up.
No.
Because that tells me right here that you're not calculating. You're just guessing and moving it and thinking where it is. In order to do your maximum, you have got to actually calculate.
Struggling to stand up. Your neck is tight.
You go to left bounds, you go to the left of it, then you go to the right of it.
I think I got the
Go back to it.
Stop freaking twisting around, man. I used to do that with my computer chair.
Got to stop doing the guessing game because it'll never ever work.
Never guess.
Miss Smith, I have a question, but it's not related to this.
Well, you can wait.
Why do you throw up when you start spinning around?
Stuff is getting mixed up.
Equilibrium.
Who throws up when they spin around?
I almost did over there.
I've never known
So you're at the top of the building.
I've been thrown up on twice.
Yo.
Did you have to share that?
Nobody will ever throw up on me or I will punch you.
One roller coaster and one we were laughing. Me and my cousins were laughing. We were laughing so hard it didn't make no sense.
Hold
She
up.
threw up everywhere.
Because y'all got me way off track here. Okay. Task 8. Task 8. Shh. Guys, I know that some of you are ahead, but when I am talking, I still need you to zip it, please. So everybody that needs me can hear me. Okay. X is time still. Y is your height.
How high would the rock be after 20 seconds? So the X is.
Okay. So A says, how high would the rock be after 20 seconds? 20, and I need to know what my Y is. B says, how high would the rock get? Vertex and my Y. And C says, how long would the rock be in the air? 0. Or the x-intercept.
Excuse me.
How was the window?
What did you get? For A?
I haven't even got A.
Oh,
I didn't do it yet.
I was just talking about what you're looking for.
Oh, because I got so scared for a second.
-129.
Hey, somebody else in here on
So we can't see how far it goes.
I'm so worse. You can tell you, man, you don't be so dumb. It's not gonna be. Cause bro, we so goddamn funny, bro. It don't make no sense. We were sitting up there like I don't know what I was thinking about. I was meowing. I didn't know. Like I just kept talking.
Bro,
I don't. Where's the other point?
Right.
Miss Smith, where the other one go?
Okay, so what you can see right now is it going up. You can't see how high it's gotten, and you can't see it come back down. So I need to see up.
Oh, John.
So you need to see up. So you need to change your Y max.
How much? Change it to probably like 2,000. 300. Bro, if you.
Okay, I can't see when it comes back down on the ground, so I need to see farther out to the right.
Your X math?
Perfect.
So how much? Like
Do about like
200? We're gonna see.
Dang.
Bro.
You shrunk it a little too much to the right.
Okay.
But you still can't see how high it went.
I'm gonna go 150 on this.
What was you thinking?
I was dancing, but you know, my hands was just in my pocket, so it looked like I was just doing.
There you go. There we go.
Y'all, if I didn't have arms, and then elbows.
Hey. Why are there so many people up and walking around? So many of those questions, I'm walking away from you right now.
She said we answered so many of those questions, she's walking away.
She's walking away.
You're right, I am.
Oh, I'm hitting me in the head. Oh, wait.
I stopped at 8 because
Oh, wait,
I'm
it's a zero.
nervous about
Yeah.
that.
Me too, because that looks very complicated.
I started to say that.
Yeah.
I don't
Don't
even know
worry about
where
it,
it
I
is.
got you. All right, your answers.
Cállate.
Your answer for A should have been 390 feet.
Eight.
Your vertex. Your rock went as high as 442.63 feet in the air. And after 30 seconds, your rock hit the ground. Okay. All right. So a lot of you stopped at task number 9. So let's talk about this. Okay. X this time is what?
X.
The number of meals. Y is what?
Oh,
Profit.
okay, Harley, yeah.
Okay. So A says, what is the least number of meals Amelia needs to cater in order to begin making a profit? Okay.
25.
She said 8.
It is 25.
How?
That's number. That's B. Y'all got B for. That's 150. B is 150.
First off, I'm waiting for everybody else to shut their mouths and have a seat because nobody told you to get up and move. Okay. If we are beginning to make a profit, what is my money?
Positive.
Okay. It's positive or you've broken even. Okay. So I'm looking for how many meals do I end up with a 0? Because think about it. When you start a business, you put all this money into it. So you in the negative. You got to sell and sell and sell and sell, break even, and then you start making money. Okay. So I want to find when my Y is 0. Okay, I want my dollar value to be 0. B, if she caters no meals, how much money does she lose? So what is 0? If I'm catering no meals, my X is 0. I need to know what my Y is. What is her profit if we cater 50 meals? So what is 50?
The Y. The X. The X.
The X, your number of meals. Okay, you can do this entire thing from your table. Okay, so if you actually plug this into your table, or plug it into y equals, so 2x squared. Yes.
Where did you get 50 from? Oh,
It says you cater 50 meals. So 2x squared. Sorry, I lost my place. Minus 44x minus 150.
So Bobo was wrong when he said something about 25, right?
No, he was right. Okay, when my x is 0, okay, when I've sold no meals in a week, I'm down $150. Okay, so that's your B.
But A is what? I'm confused.
Okay, we are not there yet. Please stop. You're confusing yourselves because you won't stick with what I'm talking about. Okay, so B, when they wanted to know if I sold no meals, how much money did I lose? That's why it's negative. When I sell no meals, I lose $150. Okay. Okay. I want to find my break-even point. So I want to know, when does my money start to turn around? So you need to continue down your table until your money starts going back up and you start gaining some money. So I'm losing. Oh, it's getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Oh, I broke even at 25 meals. When I sell 25 meals, I've broken even. So I start to make money when I sell 25 meals.
Can we just go to the table and go to like zeros and find out zeros?
I ain't making no money.
Yeah, that's what.
So
I mean, not zeros. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean because we're in our table.
Okay, so go to the value thing.
Come on, go to X.
Go to your graph, hit graph, and then go to value, and then go to second trace. Wait.
Go to graph, go to what?
Okay, second trace, and then value,
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
and then 25. Oh,
Yeah, but how do you know to guess 25?
That's not what I did. Go to your zeros, and then go. I forgot what I did, but I didn't do that whole table thing.
Go to 0.
Wait, yeah, go to zeros.
You can do that, but you need to adjust your graph first.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes, you can do that. Absolutely, but you just need to adjust your graph first because if your graph can't see it, your graph won't calculate it.
Yeah, I did.
So 25 meals. It takes 25 meals to break even. Okay, and then the last question wants to know how much money have we made if we sold 50 meals. So you want to find when X is 50. So you can use your table and find when X is 50. You said 2,650?
So that would be
2,650. No. Negative 150.
Did you smoke a cigarette?
That's okay. I'm just going to start writing up because I'm done with the stuff that we talk about in here that's unnecessary. I don't care. I've had enough. Okay, so here are your answers for number 9. Okay, task 10, we don't even need calculators for. They just want you to look at the question and tell me, what am I looking for to answer this? So, when the ball hits the ground, what am I looking for? My choices are 0, vertex X, vertex Y, or Y-intercept. That's my 0. The building was 100 feet high.
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept. That tells you where you started at. The building was 100 feet
Pardon the
high.
interruption. Just a reminder, Saturday school is canceled this Saturday for everyone due to maintenance in the building. The following seniors.
What was the ball's maximum height? Vertex Y.
A.m. to take the work keys assessment.
When was the ball at the highest point? Vertex X. How long was the ball in the air? That's your 0.
Talley.
How high off the ground was the ball before it was kicked?
Alan Martinez,
Why intercept?
Lola, Abigail Reyes, Ivan Salvador, Tomas Stumbo, Nathan Suarez, Phoenix Taylor, and James Wall. Please see Ms. Henson